Thanks for stopping by. It's Al here, playing some more Scrap Mechanic. Even though I am going to be playing it, this isn't what I'm focusing on. I am playing this in real time, just I'm not doing a voiceover or anything. So that might interfere with some of my speaking ability, sadly, because I can't speak with the crap. But I wanted to talk about something. And I guess to say what I want to talk about, I should mention why I got to this conclusion, or what led to it actually. I was actually just recently, just a little bit ago, sitting down to play this and build something in Scrap Mechanic. And as I booted up Steam, a little game popped up, caught my attention. It had some bright colors, all that, yes, very shiny. And it caught my attention. I looked at it and I was like, that's a pretty cool game. It's weird that I've not heard of it before. It looks interesting. Something just lagged. But I was looking at it, I was like, that's really interesting. But then the next thought that crossed my mind was, this thing's freaking out, sorry. That's not what crossed my mind. What crossed my mind was that it was weird because I've never heard of it. And then before I had a chance to actually look at when it was released and all that, I then thought, the reason I haven't heard of it is because no major YouTubers covered it. Like the YouTubers I watch some of the bigger YouTubers like Jack and Mark and all them. And I haven't seen it because they haven't played it or they haven't talked about it. And I then looked at the date and it actually just came out today. And then thinking about getting it to play on the channel, then hit this weird like paranoia that what if they find the game and they play it on their channels, which is at first I even thought was a weird and strange like paranoia idea to have, and then I kind of went back and thought about it for a second again, and then I kind of went, well, that's the reason I'm not playing Night in the Woods. I mentioned a lot that I want to play it and all this, and I like the way it looks, like the way it plays, and all this other stuff. But even though on the channel I keep saying I don't want to primarily play Scrap Mechanic, and I'd like to play some more Night in the Woods and stuff like that, what usually ends up happening is I'm playing Scrap Mechanic like I am now, and I'm not playing Night in the Woods. And then I kind of went, why is that? Well, the reason it is, I think, is because with Scrap Mechanic, there isn't really, the more well-known people that I know that play Scrap Mechanic are the YouTubers that do it are more so in the few thousands of subscribers. Some of them 100,000, some of them I don't think I've ever seen one that's over 100,000 that's actively playing Scrap Mechanic. And I think that's why because there's not that competition. There's that with, like, I'm kind of losing my topic, but with things like Night in the Woods, like I said, I even said it in my first episode of Night in the Woods. I said a YouTuber I watch had it and it caught my interest, so I looked into it, and I guess I set myself up for failure there, because the reality of what happens, especially with us smaller YouTubers, is why would someone go and watch a smaller YouTuber play a game when a well-known YouTuber that they know they like is playing? I think that's what happened with Night in the Woods. I think that's why. And actually, I'm going to delete this because I want to save it. Tank body. But I'm losing my train of thought. One moment. Come on, save. But when it came to Night in the Woods, it was like I wanted to play it and I love the game, I really do, but I didn't see any benefit in playing it. I'm just gonna grab something and goof around with it while I'm talking. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. There's nothing to see here. What is this? Oh, here's a really crappy thing I built that I really don't plan on making an episode for, so I'll drive around in this while I talk. But I guess that's one of the issues is that, like, I didn't see a reason to put the effort in for Night in the Woods, because even though I like playing it, there's really no response to it. And it sounds like a petty thing, I guess, or I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. But for a small YouTuber to say, I don't see a reason to do this because there's no one watching it, even though I enjoy playing it. And I really don't want to be like looking for the thing everyone wants to watch and all that. But the problem is I do enjoy playing it. I'm not getting a response, and I'm not getting a response because why would someone go out and look for a small YouTuber playing a game when the big YouTuber they usually watch is playing? Like, even myself, when I'm browsing through YouTube just on my off time, I catch a glimpse of actually it's Jacksepticeye that kind of caught me onto Night in the Woods. I'm tempted to watch it, and I don't want to watch it simply because I don't want it to be spoiled for me if I do record it, and I also don't want it to be spoiled for me if I do even play it, so I can experience it firsthand. And it's reasons like that I don't think I really want to play it, because there is already major YouTubers covering it. And the reason I feared getting that other game I was talking about earlier, which I don't know the name of, it's kind of covered up my recording software, I talk about it, but my fear is that I'll buy it and I'll put the effort into recording it, and then as soon as a major YouTuber catches wind, my recordings will go unnoticed. But things like that don't really seem to happen with games like Besiege and Scrap Mechanic and Mortar. Minecraft was kind of like that, but it seems like the bigger, more well-known YouTubers, especially games like this that have creative elements to them, it seems like they spend a couple episodes at most, make a few really weird and somewhat useless creations, and they move on to the next game and the next game. And I keep saying I don't want to primarily focus on Scrap Mechanic, but it's what's working, I guess. And I at the end of the day, I really don't want it to be one of those I only play what's popular kind of mentality, but you have to remember that we are small. Like, to get any views, you kind of do have to play what's popular. And maybe once you start get going and get more views, get more subscribers, get more, I guess, a fan base, then you can start doing what you want more freely. And then even if you do something people don't like, you have a bit of bounce back and all that. Another thing I want to talk about is the formula I found and the formula I learned. It's one of those like it's generic, like how to become a YouTuber, I guess. The formula I found, the formula like I think was the best, because you look it up and you can find thousands of videos how to become a YouTuber and crap like that. But after looking at some of those, the idea I found, the idea I think would work best, and the idea I'm trying is, for the first while, I focused a lot on just getting content out. Like, I wasn't worried about views, I wasn't worried about subscribers, and I'm just trying to get generic content out, so if people do find my channel, there's something there to watch. Now that I got like 20 episodes? No, I wouldn't say 20, I'd say at least 10, 15, something like that. I don't know the actual number. But now that I got some videos out, I'm starting to work on like collaborations and trying to find people who've been doing this a little bit longer than I have, that have somewhat of a fan base. And I don't want to sound like leeching off people, but it's just one of those, they've been doing this for a little bit longer, they have a bit more experience, and hopefully like the fan base that they have can, I don't want to be like steal their fan base, but the fan base that they have could find something in my channel. Like, say you're watching a YouTuber, smaller YouTuber you know, or I guess any YouTuber you know, and they play the game, you like the game, but you're looking for someone who does it like a scrap mechanic. There's some people that make really fancy creations, and some people like that, and then there's some people who make really technically advanced creations, and they like that. Kind of like I've had some good responses with my Cadillac, my No Roads Caddy, and that would be more of a decorative creation. I actually think most of the comments I got on that was because of the suspension I used. So that might be a more technical than a bit more, less of a, I can't think of the word all of a sudden, even though I said it before. It's more of a technical aspect than it is the creative aspect of it. And then I've also got a few comments on my walker, which I think looks like crap, but I've had some comments about how the walking is really nice on it. And I like some channels I've looked at, there's some things when I watch you, I guess to say the things I do on YouTube reflects the things I watch on YouTube, and in some ways I think I do it a bit too closely, which causes some problems with what I said earlier. Why would someone watch a smaller channel when there's already a big channel that does the exact same thing? And I want to also do some of these collaborations because one of the biggest issues I face when recording is, despite being used to talking to myself, it's weird talking to a Figment audience. Yeah, there's a few people that do watch it, but all in all, I can't put it in my mind that there's people on the other side watching. It's just like, yeah. I don't want to sound like there's no one there, but like some people, I guess for the larger YouTubers it might be a bit easier because there's a reality that when you speak there's going to be someone on the other side watching, whereas now as I speak someone might have already clicked off the video by now, and yeah. And they might not ever get to this point in the video where I mention this. So if you're here, thanks, hey! But like, and hoping that if I do some stuff with collaborations, working with other people pretty much force me to talk and actively be in the situation, even though like right now I'm just driving around and I'm just kind of zoned out about what I'm doing. I'm just making sure I don't hit stuff, because that would look like I'm an absolute just retard on camera because I can't drive without hitting a tree or drive without getting stuck, which I'm actually surprised this thing hasn't gotten stuck anywhere because it has one of the worst suspensions I've made. Back suspension's okay. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk much about the game while I talk about this, but kind of trailing. Trying to think about what I want to talk about next. I was talking about, and so that's, right now I got 2 collaborations lined up. One of them is with PhenoWorks. I've talked about it before. The other one I'm not 100% sure about. I kind of messaged him and asked him if he'd be up for a collaboration. He said yeah. But it is a YouTuber by the name of Beastie Boy Drama. I don't remember how I got found his channel, but he started playing some scrap mechanic, and I thought it'd be a decent idea to kind of collaborate with him. And I mentioned it, like I was talking about before, like trying to learn from them, and it's not just as a trying be in one of their videos to put their name in a video or something like that. There's also like the aspect of trying to get a group of people that do actively do YouTube to kind of, I want to say like troubleshoot, but if I have an issue with something, like they might know how to fix it, or they might be able to suggest like a better recording software, which what I'm using right now is so far the one that I've found people use a lot. OBS. Anyway, that's irrelevant at the moment because I'm not talking about recording softwares and setups. I'm talking about the life of a small YouTuber. And I really like, I'm really not sure what to talk about. It's just kind of one of those things that, like, I just had some stuff to rant about. If you're here, thank you so much for listening to my rambling. If you have any ideas or suggestions or just random crap you want to say, please put it in the comments, because like 9 chances out of 10 I'll read it, and if you have something intelligent to say, I'll respond to it. But I just I don't know if I really have much else to say other than other than what I've said about why I don't want to play things like Night in the Woods. I want to play them, but I don't see a reason to, because the issue of there already being big YouTubers that play it, and then the fan base is really stretched because of that. The reasons I play Scrap Mechanic so much, even though I constantly talk about wanting to have a more diverse channel. The reasons I'm doing is trying to get more collaborations. I don't think there's really much else I was trying to talk about. I don't know. Like, I haven't been working on many videos. I've actually been in some way, but a lot of the stuff I've been making in preparation for collaborations and stuff like that. So I haven't recorded any of it, and because I don't have a specific time or date for collaborations, because I don't have people that I constantly record with, and that's what I'm trying to get set up, I don't have a specific time, and some of the people I'm trying to get in contact with and waiting for them to get online and talk and stuff. But at this point I think I'm really starting to trail off topic, so hopefully I covered what I wanted to say previously and all this, and I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. It was a really random, unnecessary ramble about this, that, and the other. If you enjoyed or think you might have learned something or might have, I guess, benefited in some way from this episode, please leave a like. If you have any just random thoughts and stuff, please put them down in the comments below. And I don't think some people understand this. It's kind of a weird thing, but if you enjoy what this channel is doing, like to see more of it, please subscribe. And for a small YouTuber, that goes a long way. Like, to see that not only are people watching, but people are enjoying the content enough to stick around. Because seeing a subscribe, seeing a comment, seeing a like shows that this is what they enjoy from your channel, or this is what they're wanting to see, or something like that. See a correlation between what you're uploading and what people want to watch. So I think that's kind of the last thing I wanted to say. So until next time, this has been Al playing some Scrap Mechanic and ranting about some crap. I'm just gonna end it right here. Until next time, this has been Al. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.